And welcome to episode 7 of the Very Metal Diary of Cleo Howard. Tuesday, 1st of April. I spent all day at Ian's house. It is always relaxed and quiet compared to my house. At home, sometimes Mum is fine, and at other times she gets angry about nothing and starts shouting about how I don't appreciate all the things she does for me, and how I'm just like my dad. Ian's dad Terry had the day off work today. He's always nice to me, and he never makes me feel like I'm a nuisance. He's got loads of nicknames for me. Ginger Tom, Goldilocks, and also Taylor, after Liz Taylor, who was Cleopatra in an old film. Today, Ian and I did a bit of our CDT coursework. We have to hand it in after Easter. We have to do a technical drawing of the house we want to live in, and we have to do it on A3 paper. Terry tried to help. Ian's house has got a computer room and a room for playing guitar in. My house has got a massive wardrobe and a cocktail bar. We have to do the garden too. Mine is going to have Cleopatra rose bushes in it that Mrs. Butler told me about once. Terry made us cheese omelette and baked beans for lunch, and in the afternoon we listened to some of Gav's records. He's got loads of stuff I've seen on the Green Man jukebox but I haven't heard. Today we tried out Marillion's Misplaced Childhood. It was too slow, apart from Lavender, which is quite a good pop song. The trouble with liking thrash metal is that you get impatient with other music because it takes so long to warm up. Wednesday, 2nd of April. I went to the library today. I got Enid Blyton's In the Fifth at Mallory Towers and The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. I like the Aussie song, My Jekyll Doesn't Hide. I also got 2 books about gardens and one about houses to help with my CDT coursework. I had Christmas pudding that Mum brought home from work, going cheap. It's nicer when you have it at this time of year. At Christmas, it's just another similar to mince pies and to Christmas cake kind of a thing. I'm listening to Pop Will Eat Its Southbox Frenzy album. I don't even care that it's not metal, it's brilliant. Thursday, 3rd of April. I went to Jenny's today. Her dad is letting her use the computer for her coursework. I asked Mum if we could get a computer. She said, what for? And then I said, for schoolwork. She said there's a computer in the library for schoolwork, and pen and paper has worked fine for years, so why change it now? She doesn't like computers because she thinks they put people out of work. There are some new computer tills in the shop where she works, mainly stacking shelves and packing bags. Ian doesn't have a computer either, so he goes round to Matty Bateman's, and they play Doom together. Ian and Gav really want a computer. Jenny's dad has only got one because of his job. I expect everyone will get bored of them soon anyway, so there's not much point in learning how to use one. Friday, 4th of April. Ian is knackered today because he was up late playing Doom. I am knackered today because I was up late reading The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I think it shows that you shouldn't muck about in chemistry. Mum bought Fiendish Faces yogurts home from work. I had a raspberry one with a bourbon dipped in it. It was lush. If I was in charge of yogurt pot design at the Fiendish Faces factory, I'd do a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde Two-Face special edition yogurt pot. Saturday, 5th of April. The Green Man was brilliant tonight. Lex and Mopey Dick were out, so Jenny was chuffed. Mopey said to me, so I assume you're Virgo Intacta? And I said, no, I'm Pisces, but I think all of that horoscope stuff is bollocks. And then everyone laughed. But then later, Jenny explained to me that he was asking me if I've done it yet. For once, I'm glad that I didn't understand, because I'd have gone bright red. I sat next to T-Reg and he told me he had quite a good view down my top. I was pleased he was looking. He smells so lovely, it makes me lightheaded. Sunday, 6th of April. I had to quickly finish an essay about Macbeth and his fatal flaws, ready to hand in tomorrow. If I've got a fatal flaw, it's shyness and small tits. Did Shakespeare ever cover this in his plays? No. Well, then he's not still relevant today, is he, Miss Wallace? She claims that he is, but I can't see it myself. Monday, 7th of April. Back to school after the Easter holidays. Still a 32A. On my way home today, I walked past the sports centre. Barry saw me and he asked me if I'd learnt anything good today. I said it was the same as usual, nothing as useful as bricklaying. I have learnt that I missed his lush face, dear diary. I'm reading In the Fifth at Mallory Towers by Enid Blyton. I can't believe that these girls are about my age. Here is an extract. "Oh, it's good to be back again, isn't it?" said Darryl to Sally. "I never laugh anywhere like I do at school, never." They want to try going to the pub or watching Red Dwarf. They mainly get excited about swimming, horses and midnight feasts. Their school nurse is called Matron, which makes me think of Carry On films. Tuesday, the 8th of April. Donna Harlow is wearing a scarf because she has a massive love bite. Something really embarrassing happened today. Oh, I don't even know if I can tell you, dear diary. I was walking to the shop in the rain and I walked past this man. As I was walking past, a raindrop got in my eye, and so I shut my eye, but it looked like I was winking at him. He smiled at me, a really, really big smile, and then I walked to the shop as fast as I could, and I stayed in there for ages pretending to look at things. How come my body is so stupid it can't even talk to people I like, but it can wink at total strangers who don't even have long hair? Wednesday, 9th of April. All the girls were doing a Which Spice Girl Are You quiz in maths today. I was tempted to join in just to avoid doing any work. I'd got stuck again. In maths, I'm not only mentally stuck, I'm also physically stuck between Mark Dobbs and Janine Sackett because Mr. Kennedy decided to randomise the seating arrangement and not do the usual alphabetical order. Mark had a copy of Fiesta in his bag. I caught a glimpse of something hairy. I don't want to be in Fiesta. Mum would go absolutely batshit crazy. But I'd like to look like I could be in Fiesta if I wanted. The percentage of actual maths done today was low. Mr. Kennedy always begins the lesson by giving us a worksheet, which he fleetingly explains. And then he sits at his desk and leaves us to get on with it. Sometimes he leaves the room for a while, and then everyone gets up and chats with their mates. I went to Ian's after school. We listened to Gav's Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers Into the Great Wide Open album. I think Learning to Fly is my favourite song on it. I read some more of In the Fifth at Mallory Towers. They're proud of things like their golden hair and their needlework, but not once has one of them commented on what great tits she or another girl has. Also, none of them ever get their period. Thursday, 10th of April. Maths was terrible today. We did an exercise where we had a hypothetical donkey tied to a pole in the middle of a field, and we had to work out how much grass he can get to with a certain length of rope. Why make maths harder with hypothetical donkeys? I hope Mr. Kennedy gets reported to the hypothetical RSPCA. Why do I need GCSEs anyway? I bet Blackie Lawless hasn't got GCSEs. Also, I bet when Chris Holmes joined WASP, no one asked him about his GCSEs. They just asked him, could he play guitar and could he drink vodka? In which case, I'm already 50% qualified. Also, I caved in and did the Spice Girls quiz. I'm Baby Spice, the blandest spice of all. Friday, 11th of April. I finished a project in textiles today. I made an owl out of 2 pom-poms, some pipe cleaners, a diamond-shaped red bit of felt, and 2 gold buttons from Nanny Howard's button tin. Textiles works better if you can afford to bring stuff in from home. Otherwise, all you've got to work with is what the school can provide. Ian asked me how important length was to women today. I said there's no way I'd snog anyone with short hair. Saturday, 12th of April. Ian didn't want to go out tonight until Xena Warrior Princess was over. She looks like Manowar's sexy lady cousin. I asked Ian if he'd set his armadillo on her. He said she would definitely get a mauling, as long as she put her sword down first. She could probably chuck him over her shoulder and carry him off. He's tall, but he's skinny. Lots of Meatloaf was played in the Green Man tonight, but not by us because we have good taste. Moby Dick said that his palate is too refined to drink the cheap red wine that most pubs serve, but Lex said that he's happy with Snakebite and Black. Ella was flirting. She asked Lex if goths use black condoms. He said that he always discusses contraception with the woman he's sleeping with, but he's never used a black condom. Lex kissed Jenny's hand tonight when he was leaving, and Ella looked jealous. On the way home, Ian said that when he asked about length yesterday, he wasn't talking about hair. I said that he should ask Ella or someone who knows if he's worried about his armadillo. I told him that sometimes in Mrs. Butler's magazines there's a problem about a man worrying he's too small, and also sometimes from a woman who says her boyfriend is too big. But the advice is always, be reassuring if he thinks it's too small, and relax and do it slowly if it's big. He told me I'm full of wisdom, and he hugged me for ages and ages and ages at the big hedge. Sunday, 13th of April. I should probably have a favourite wine by now, just in case I get asked out to dinner. Me and Dad went to see Nanny Howard. It was sunny, so we sat outside in her back garden. I had a can of Dr. Pepper with a straw made of paper. Some of the stuff in Nan's cupboard looks like it's been there for decades. She asked me what I'd been doing, and I said school and homework. I asked her what she'd been doing, and she said that Derek Wilton had died. He's from Coronation Street, dear diary, not a real person. She said it was very sudden, and it makes you think. It didn't make me think, but I don't watch Coronation Street. When I left, Nanny gave me a pile of magazines to give to Mum and told me to give Mum her best wishes. Usually, we don't mention Mum. When I gave Mum the magazines and the best wishes, Mum said, "Well, she's changed her tune." I made Mum a cup of tea and then I fled upstairs. Monday, 14th of April. A poem for Barry. An Adonis with hair like curly whirlies. I would do anything to be your girlie. I go out of my way to walk past your lair, and when you're not there, I despair. Your tall figure of black t-shirted mystery makes me late for getting to chemistry. Your denim jacket wraps you like I wish my arms could. If only my chatting up technique was any good. I'd fill your thermos with love, not tea, if you would go out with me. Will you build for me a mighty erection? I try not to be shy when having an inspection. You're delicious, please, grant me my wishes. Maybe when I'm bustier, you will be lustier. I think this poem needs work, but it's a great start. I'm not happy with the walk past your lair bit, but it's better than writing the sports centre. Also, it's quite a frisky ending, and the rhyme scheme changes, which makes it more interesting for the reader. Not that I'm going to show it to anyone but you, dear diary. Barry rhymes with marry, but that's too obvious a rhyme, and anyway, steady on. Tuesday, 15th of April. I've decided my favourite wine is sparkling. Ideally cherry flavour, but peach will do. Matty Bateman farted with a noise like a creaking door today. He claimed his arse is haunted. Sally Walker admired my Danzig t-shirt today. She sometimes wears a Guns N' Roses t-shirt, but I don't know if she actually likes metal or just Guns N' Roses. Ian and I listened to Journey's greatest hits. We found it a bit wussy. Ian said he'd put it on if he had Ella or Lizzie in his room, but I can have Slayer because I appreciate good music.